Hello, my YouTube friends. Welcome to my page. Thank you for being here and thank you for your support. The question before us today is, what is emotional intimacy within a relationship? Before I answer, let me share today's affirmation with you. I am not defined by what I am feeling in this moment. I will not let this experience control me, as this feeling doesn't have to determine my whole day. Amen. So let's move on to what is emotional intimacy in the relationship. What I can share is that emotional intimacy can be defined as the closeness that both partners develop or experience with or for each other. It is also about knowing each other, knowing your partner on a deeper level. It's like knowing about each other's fears. You have those conversations, each other joys, their concerns, and what are their dreams. It's just about communicating, being considerate, and sharing and caring. In other words, it means that you will feel close to your partner and you are emotionally connected and supported by each other. Okay, now having strong emotional bonds in your relationship is very important, and it worth the effort to put in the work so that the bond can be cemented. Now, what does emotional intimacy looks like within a relationship? It can appear in a number of ways, but I would like to focus on emotional intimacy, which is not a one-way street. Let me make that clear. It ought to be a relationship that both spouses create to build their connection with each other, letting your guard down and trust each other. And trust each other with your feelings, which sometimes is not very easy to express. But the thing is, when you become emotionally bonded, it becomes easier. You'll find the freedom. You'll find that safe space with each other to share without feeling judged. Okay? Now, here are a few tips to assist in developing emotional intimacy or emotional bonding. Make time for each other. Do things that you both enjoy. It does make a lot of sense. Empathize with your partner. When they're going through moments, show empathy, validating their feelings and giving your emotional support. The thing is, you will feel it. You will know when this is happening. Even if you don't call it emotional intimacy, because many of us didn't know about these terms. But now that we're learning, we can put our fingers on these things and say, oh, that is what it looks like. Right? Have meaningful conversations about life, and by talking with each other, about the things that deems important to you and your relationship. So you see, the points I share is all about communicating and connecting. Okay? Now, let's look what emotional intimacy is not, or the lack of it. Now, oftentimes, couples may be blindsided by not realizing that they are emotional distant from each other. And so here I'm going to provide a few signs that depict a lack of emotional intimacy or emotional distancing. And the first one is when couples are not showing empathy for each other. When couples refuse from sharing due to fear of negative criticism. Can you imagine? You're living together and you're so afraid to share how you're feeling because you're thinking you're going to be criticized in a negative way. That can be very painful. Also, when there is a lack of support for each other, that's another way that shows a lack of emotional intimacy within the relationship. When there's a lack of physical affection, and when the conversations happen and they end in conflicts, right? Rather than communicating in an amiable way, in an understanding way. So those are just some pointers that points to lack of emotional intimacy within the relationship. In closing, let me say, lack of emotional intimacy can be restored if couples decide to work on their relationships. A deep emotional connection, which is beneficial, very beneficial for your mental well-being. It can also provide a sense of belongingness, security, and support. Also, keeping the connection together forever. I hope these points help in giving you some clarity. Thank you so much for listening and stay blessed. Please remember to click on the notification button and also subscribe to my channel. And if you need a relationship coach, please reach out to my information to get in touch with me. All the best.